Over the years, Nintendo has made many innovations from the likes of Jumpman jumping Mario. It brought innovation that even a plumber can save the day in The Princess. Nintendo also brought us The Legend of Zelda, my personal favorite series. The series brought innovation for its outstanding realm of being the hero and embracing it to save your kingdom, and not just the princess. The game most profound with emotion and innovation of the Zelda series is Twilight Princess. But Nintendo has another series, one like Zelda, which is based off of Miyamoto's background. In case you didn't know, Shigeru Miyamoto based his game off of his favorite thing to do as a child, which was finding things in caves. But let's not get sidetracked, we are of course talking about another hobby Miyamoto loves, planting. In 2001, Miyamoto made his love for planting and gardening into the most loved Nintendo plant series we know and love today as Pikmin. Pikmin has spread and broken many records as well as achieved many awards, as it should. I personally love this game. Between you and I love more than Ocarina of Time. The series spawned 2 sequels, one of which won a shit ton of awards across the board. Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 were so successful that Nintendo re-released them on the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console. But out of those 2 came the third, and rumor has it the 4th one is coming soon. Anyway, we're going to talk about the 3rd Pikmin game today, so let's get started. Round 1! The main realm and synopsis of Pikmin is simply to get food for your planet, which is Planet Gopi. In this instant, PNF 404 comes to play. On PNF 404, or at least what the 3 characters call it, Alf, Brittany, and Charlie, the captain, the 3 characters find these creature-like half-bred animal and plant-like monsters, whom we know as Pikmin. But before the 3 run into these Pikmin, they sort of have a mishap. See, while boarding their ship, the SS Drake, to find their food in PNF 404 for the planet Gopi, they face a calamity with the SS Drake, and each of them fall into different sections of PNF 404. We start off with Captain Charlie, who runs into yellow Pikmin. We will get into different types of Pikmin later, don't worry. Charlie learns that he can use his whistle to call them as he tries to shove them away. In doing so, he learns what nature these creatures known as Pikmin bring, that is until he enters a dark cave. Then the screen fades to black and we're introduced to Alf. I feel like he's sort of the main character, by the way. Anyway, Alf discovers red Pikmin similar to how Charlie did. If you ask me, poor choice of story, but hey, I once wrote a paper in middle school that had the title of Kirby vs. Link, and my first expert was Link is better than Kirby, so who am I to talk? Alf eventually gathers enough Pikmin to build a bridge. He then is reunited with his device. I'm just gonna say gamepad for now because this shit is obviously similar. He locates a letter from a mysterious astronaut prior to these events, whom I will not give the name to, but if you play Smash, you know who it is. Holymore! On Alf's way back, his red Pikmin get the onion out of the tree. Again, we'll talk about that later, and they abort into space. Why not stay at the island? Cause fucking monsters, that's why. On the second day you meet up with Brittany. Yep, Scrappy scrambles onto gameplay. Round 2! Okay, so Pikmin is known for its innovative combat skills. You clearly don't control the fighting as much as you watch it. Sure, you pick where the Pikmin goes, but you never really fight the boss or enemy head on. Pikmin 3, like the prior titles beforehand, focuses on strategizing and surviving, and learning what Pikmin do what. You learn how to strategize from planning what to do each day before your time on PNF 404 is over. The basic premise of the game, find food and save Charlie before your days on PNF 404 are over. Anyway, with having each day to plan out, you must be able to save in the middle of the day, right? Nope, your ass has to restart the day or push it through before you have to eat what your mom fixed you. Yeah, I know she makes you eat those green beans, but that's okay. Once you're done forcing those plants in your mouth, you can go back into the game, and if you mess up, like I said, you can always restart. While playing, the player has a limited time. You can never stay longer than the game wants you to, and if you want to keep all your Pikmin, make sure they're in a vicinity closest to their onion, which is essentially their home base. While the gameplay is sometimes repetitive, it's fun. The game is short but has my attention. Also, there are many types of Pikmin. There are red Pikmin, the basic Pikmin and are more capable in heat, blue Pikmin used for traversing water levels, yellow Pikmin who can go through electricity, purple Pikmin the strongest of the bunch, rock Pikmin that can break glass, and wing Pikmin, Pikmin who can fly. The only Pikmin to do so. Each Pikmin who are not, Can you guys set up a counter for how many times they've said Pikmin? Okay, back to the script. Each Pikmin who are not blue can be surmounted by water. Why is there no green Pikmin? I don't freaking know. I just hope in Pikmin 4, which may be announced soon, hopefully then we will have a green Pikmin. Round 3! So if you know me, then you know I dislike motion controls with every fiber of my being, which makes me not like games like Skyward Sword and Mario Galaxy. But Pikmin games on the Wii with motion controls is just so fitting. I've never played a Pikmin game with a normal controller until my playthrough for this review. And let me just say, it takes a lot of time to get used to and it doesn't feel the same. For once in my life, and the only time I'll ever say this, for Pikmin 3, go motion controls. Anyway, the controls are standard. You press B to call and or whistle at a Pikmin, you point at the screen to where you want to throw the Pikmin, and you throw them with A. I personally love bum rushing, which is essentially sneaking behind a foe and shaking the living hell out of the nunchuck and watching that foe die. Look at its health meter go down. Glorious! I may be satanic. Final round! It's no surprise that Pikmin 3 is a beautiful game. With its cartoony style, it polishes well. While I think it might not age well in a few years, it's still pretty graphically impressive. Sometimes I just like to sit on the title screen to watch the water and listen to the Pikmin 3 theme song. Speaking of music, this game is literally one of my favorite soundtracks to listen to. If you have the time, I recommend it. It's locked at 60 FPS and is at 1080 full display. Beautiful. This Pikmin game actually features multiplayer mode, which is honestly where I would spend most of my time at, if I had any friends. But I did get the criteria of what each mode is like. First mode, which is pretty simple, so I'll go over it first. It is Bingo Battle. You are given only 2 types of Pikmin, and your goal is to find collectibles to match up with Bingo. Essentially scavenger bingo, which looks fun, if only there was someone there to hold the extra Wiimotes. On to the second one. It's a bit more complex, but not too much. You have 5 to 15 minutes on a random mission in the game. You can play with another player or you can play single player. Your goal is to get as much done, collect as much treasure in the time span you have. It's really fun, and if you want to take a break from the main story once in a while, I suggest this. And that was Pikmin 3. Would I kill it or spare it? I think I'll go with spare it. It's truly a classic on the Wii U, and soon it will be a gem collector's want. I personally love every fiber of this game that it has to offer. Even if the beginning can be a tad bit slow, I still enjoy every minute I've put into that game. What about you? Kill it or spare it? Tell me in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and would you kindly press subscribe? That's your hint on the next game the video game killer will review. Just saying. What? You're still here? You haven't left to watch anything else yet? And what's that? You've already subbed! Well, I guess I could just listen to some random music for 5 to 10 seconds without clicking anything, making this experience very awkward for the both of us.